It's time now for business, and for that I'm joined in the studio by Stephen Carroll. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Haxie.
We're starting here in France, where the businesses affected by the latest COVID-19 restrictions in the country are set to get details of the aid available to them.
The Minister for Small and Medium Enterprises here is to speak later with representatives for nightclubs, caterers and other events companies. They're hoping to be given access to grants and the government's furlough scheme after the news that clubs would have to close for 4 weeks from this Friday, and French people were being advised to rein in their socialising. So far in the pandemic, nightclubs have seen the longest periods of closure. They only reopened in July after 16 months of shutdown. Selena Sykes has more.
Only a few months after reopening, the plug is once again being pulled on nightclubs in France. The government has ordered venues to close for a month from Friday due to a surge in COVID-19 cases. A move that has been criticised by nightclub owners who say they're being unfairly targeted.
Once again, they're not taking measures against other sectors, and only nightclubs are being targeted. There are 1,200 clubs in France. They think that closing them will stop young people from partying. It's hypocritical. Economically speaking, it's one thing, but it's even worse for morale. It's pushing club owners to the edge. It's just cruel.
The nightlife industry has been in turmoil since the beginning of the pandemic. Clubs only reopened their doors in July in France after being closed for more than a year, and under strict rules, including limited capacity and a health pass for partygoers. Restrictions which nightclub owners feared would put off many customers. There are 1,200 nightclubs in France, with the nightlife industry employing 30,000 people and taking in €1 billion in annual revenue. The French government has vowed to give financial support to the businesses that will be affected by the latest COVID-19 rule changes, though many fear it won't be enough to compensate on losing out once again on the busy holiday season. Since March 2020, 180 French nightclubs have closed for good, while nearly 150 are on the brink of bankruptcy.
Well, next, Stephen, to the latest on the troubles at the Chinese property giant Evergrande.
The developer appears to have missed a final deadline to make debt payments worth around $82 million. A 30-day grace period ended at midnight New York time on Monday, and sources telling Reuters news agency that several foreign investors hadn't received payment. If this is confirmed, it would be the first default on an offshore bond by Evergrande, which could trigger a wave of further defaults. On Monday, the company's shares hit a record low as investors bet that it wouldn't make those overdue payments. To date, they've only seen a small rebound of around 1% in Hong Kong.
And how's that going down on the markets?
Well, overall, we've got the Chinese property sector actually looking a little bit better today, but no great recovery in Evergrande shares. The Hang Seng Hong Kong up by over 2% in trading today, though being helped by those other companies in the property sector. Gains too on the Nikkei in Tokyo. Shares in Samsung up as well after they announced a reorganisation of the business. That's helping the Kospi in Seoul. European shares starting the day up at the start of trading. We've got gains across London, Paris and Frankfurt. Paris and Frankfurt up by over 1%.
Well, finally from you, Donald Trump's plan to float his new social media company on the stock market. That's run into some trouble.
Wall Street regulators are investigating the plan by Trump Media and Technology Group to launch on the stock exchange via what's called a blank check company. The Securities and Exchange Commissioners requested documents from the company about its investors and its trading, while the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority is probing the deal as well. The former US president had planned to launch a social network called Truth Social, as well as a streaming service, the company describing itself as a non-woke entertainment firm, saying that it's already raised $1 billion from investors.
Stephen Carroll with the day's business stories. Thank you very much. We're going to